BBC News with Moira Alderson. Israeli airstrikes on Gaza and rocket fire by Palestinian militants towards southern Israel have continued after a day of protests in the occupied West Bank. 3 Palestinians were killed in clashes with the Israeli security forces in Ramallah and nearby. Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, says Palestinian militants have been set back many years by 9 days of Israeli bombardment. In New York, the latest meeting of the UN Security Council has failed to reach consensus. The shipping industry has called for a concerted effort to combat piracy in the Gulf of Guinea off the coast of West Africa. It's called for improved links between local and international naval forces. The industry also wants greater efforts to arrest the criminal gangs on shore, many of them based in Nigeria. Spain says half of 8,000 migrants who crossed into its North African territory of Ceuta this week have been sent back. Morocco has reportedly begun closing the border again. Earlier, the Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sánchez, vowed to restore order during a visit to Ceuta. A nurse in Britain who was thanked by the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, for saving his life when he had COVID has resigned in disillusion. Jenny McGee, who's from New Zealand, said nurses were not getting the pay and respect they deserved. The Japanese government has withdrawn legislation that would have further tightened asylum laws after an outcry over the death of a Sri Lankan woman at a detention centre in March. The bill would have made it easier to deport failed asylum seekers. One of Argentina's top football clubs, River Plate, are struggling to field a team for a match this week after 25 players tested positive for COVID. Among those infected are all 4 of the club's goalkeepers registered for the Copa Libertadores. That's the latest BBC News.